Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. Today I am going to be taking a look at some of the highlights in DC Comics from 2017. I will be recapping the events, some of the specials, and many of the best stories. But first off, I have a quick shout out for my friends over at OutbrightGeekery.com. It's a cool geek website, and I have a link for them in the description box. So, starting off with 2017, Rebirth is still in full swing, and it is continuing with full steam. We saw the start of Super Sons, which is a really fun and exciting series. It's all about Batman and Superman's sons, who are working together and trying to follow in their father's footsteps. And personally, I think it's one of the funnest series in Rebirth. It was also a huge year for DC's Dark Knight. Batman continues to star in Detective Comics, and while the storylines were received with mixed reviews, it was certainly a big year for Batman. The Button was particularly well received, with many people remarking on the great writing. We also saw the War of Jokes and Riddles take place, as well as Batman White Knight, which is still ongoing. Batman even teamed up with the Shadow in not one but two different miniseries this year. And I think, however, most people will remember one thing from this year with regards to Batman, and that was him proposing to Catwoman. Now, no conversation about 2017 and DC Comics would be complete without mentioning Metal. Definitely one of the biggest events of the year, Metal took the comic book world by storm. Starting off with Dark Days The Forge, written by Scott Snyder, with art by Jim Lee, and that set the stage for what would come. The casting continued this with art by many great artists, including Andy Kubert. And finally, the main event, Dark Days Metal, blew everyone away with its various vicious versions of Batman, and it shocked us with its brutality. Now, some of my favorite comics from this year have come in the form of miniseries. Doomsday Clock is the big one right now, and I will have a review up for issue number 1 in the next day or so. I'm glad to see the Watchmen joining the main DC universe. Issue 1 has a series of great covers, and while the Rorschach one is by far the most popular, I personally love the Gary Frank cover featuring Superman and Dr. Manhattan. I also enjoyed reading the Justice League vs. Suicide Squad miniseries this year. It was actually more balanced than I expected, as a third team arrives on the scene and it adds an unexpected challenge for the Justice League. And I also enjoyed the new and much more powerful version of Killer Frost. She gave the Justice League more of a challenge than they were prepared for. I also thought the art throughout was good, and the series had a ton of action. Now, another action-packed miniseries I've been following in 2017 is Bane Conquest. This 12-issue miniseries has been quite good, and while I am only on issue number 3, I am really looking forward to seeing how the series progresses. It's been really nice to see the character being written by his creator, as the series is being written by Bane creator Chuck Dixon, and it also features the fantastic art of Graham Nolan. This series is really one of the most underappreciated gems of 2017. One series that has received appreciation, and rightly so, was Mr. Miracle. I just read the first 5 issues, and I absolutely couldn't believe how deep and thoughtful it is. Tom King is really at his best with this writing. Mitch Gerads' art is beautiful and trippy at the same time. His art fits the story in a perfect way that is just hard to describe. The story itself is quite intense, however, and is very violent. The series is rated mature, so be sure to be aware of that, and as such it isn't for all audiences. However, personally, I found it to be incredible. Tom King is also the writer of one of the best one-shot comics of the year, Batman Elmer Fudd, which was part of a group of DC Comics Looney Tunes one-shots. There were 6 different one-shots, from Jonah Hex, Yosemite Sam, to Wonder Woman, Tasmanian Devil. Of the group, though, Batman Elmer Fudd stood out as it was received with the most critical acclaim and has the fantastic art of Lee Weeks. This year also saw the release of one-shots to celebrate the life of Jack Kirby, with 2017 being the 100-year anniversary of his birth. At least 6 one-shot comics were released. These issues have a special logo on them which says King 100 in honor of Jack Kirby. I will be doing a review of one of these, Darkside Oversized Special, in the near future. The other issues focus on other Jack Kirby creations, including Orion, the Black Racer, and the Newsboy Legion. Lastly, I would like to mention DC New Talent Showcase. This huge issue is over 80 pages long and contains 7 different stories. It features many new and upcoming artists and writers who are working for DC Comics. I personally love this comic and have been doing a series of reviews on it. For links to my reviews of it and many other reviews, check out the Videos tab, and I will also include some of them in the description box. There you will find reviews of many of the comics I talked about here today, including Bane Conquest and Batman Elmer Fudd. That's all for now. It's been a great year for DC Comics, and I hope 2018 will be just as great. Thanks for watching, and if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and as always, thank you for being a part of DC Fans United.
End of line.